So I'm going to demonstrate how to catch a dog if they run out of the house using Tipton. Dogs will run out of the house for a lot of reasons, or try to escape the yard. And a lot of people will proceed to chase them and call them. And if they're fearful dogs, it'll actually scare them more. I know we had a dog when I was a kid named Clyde that would escape all the time because he wasn't neutered. And the only way to get him back was to say, "You want to go to grandma's?" And he'd come back. Well, sadly, that dog ended up getting hit by a car when he was much older. It may happen to even the best dog handler that, something just happens. The leash slips out of your hand, or in my case, maybe a kid forgets to lock a gate, or the front door opens and the dog slips out by accident. I will say though, if this is happening a lot, you need to start doing some training and work the dog on recall, and also teach the dog not to run out the front door, which you can see in another video of mine called Door Bargers. So this is Tipton. He used to be a feral dog, and I'm using a long line to demonstrate this because even though he'll likely come back, I'm still not going to have him off leash. So he wants to go for his walk, so I'm pretty sure he's going to go down the street, but I'll show you what I do if a dog pretending he escapes and he's making a break for it down the street. So what I don't want to do is chase him, try and grab him, right? Grab him, this sort of thing. It's just going to make him run further. And I forget who told me this a long time ago, but what you want to do is actually run the other way. Dogs are programmed to chase things that move. So you're going to, for one, not be threatening because you're not chasing the dog. Two, you're going to act like you want to play instead of catch him. A lot of dogs, especially feral or fearful dogs, can sense when they want to be caught. And that will make them want to run away more because they have an instinct not to be caught. So obviously Tipton already knows to come when he's called, but even though a dog knows this, once they escape and are on the loose, they may go back to his old habit of being feral and not wanting to be caught. So I'm gonna act like he's just escaped out the front door. Now, if it happens to be available to you before you go looking for the dog, grab a leash and some food. That may not always be possible. So let's say Tipton's escaping, right? And what I want to do is, Tipton, come on. Yay, Tipton! And then I'll celebrate with him and grab his collar and flip the leash on. Good boy. And then if I have food, of course I'm going to reward him. Now what I never want to do is, even though the dog escaped and was naughty, when they come to me, we're having a party, okay? Regardless of if it's been 5 minutes or 2 days. I'm never going to be mad at the dog when I see them again, because then that'll just teach them that when they come back, it's a negative thing. So this is an example of what happens if you chase a dog. You see he's running away from me even though he knows me. Versus when I run the other way, he immediately comes back to me. Good boy! Good boy. Now, of course, he's been trained, okay, and he's doing really well. This still works with a dog who hasn't been trained as well. When they come back to you, if they're afraid of you, yeah, good boy. If they're afraid of you, you want to squat down and not look them in the eye. If you look them in the eye, it's going to cause them to run away. good boy. And see, I have a hold of his collar. If you guys don't have a collar on your dog, this is a good reason to put one on and make sure it's not too loose so the dog can't slip out of it. Yeah, good boy. And then I have my leash, I clip it on. If I don't have a leash, then I'm gonna walk the dog back with the collar, which will hurt my back, but I don't care, I'm not gonna let go. But that's why you always want a collar on your dog that's snug enough it won't slip off over his head, because you never know when you might have to use it for something like this. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. I know, and he likes this game. So actually with any dog that you adopt, foster, or have in your custody, you can practice this game. I always want to practice these things before an emergency actually happens, so that way the dog knows the game already and he's been trained to come back, right? Oh, you like that game, huh? Good boy, buddy. See, and then I can grab his collar like this too. So that's a good tip. I suggest if you guys have a dog that likes to escape, see my video, door bargers. Good boy. Teach the dog not to escape. Make sure your fences have padlocks on them. Make sure kids don't leave fences open or gates open. Make sure they don't leave the front door open. And practice this little game with your dog. And that way if they get loose, they'll be more likely to come back.